Monday Night Live 165. Welcome everyone. Good to see you here. It's been a lovely week. We've got some issues to discuss, but let's get into it. Lots of prizes, cool stuff. Bye. Hello, welcome to Monday Night Live 165. We'll get the proper comments up. Here we go. And Damien, Leslie, Richard from Glendon's. Amazing, nice piece of gold from Richard at Glendon. Still out there. I don't know how many people have been out at Glendon's detecting, and Richard pulls a 4.5 grammer-ish out of the creek out there. So if you're looking for somewhere, they're doing some really cool stuff over Christmas. So if you're looking for something really cool, yes. So guys, here's a perfect example. In the comments is this silly bugger who has been spamming the page all afternoon. I'm going through as I see them and blocking them. But there's lots and lots of spam pages on there at the moment, and I just try to block them as much as I possibly can, guys. So I know it's a pain in the ass, but yeah, we'll never ask for credit cards online or any of that sort of business. So yeah, Jossie's in the house. Smoky Prospecting, they're doing some cool stuff at the moment. So another great page. So Tom Mundy's from North Queensland on the YouTube. So g'day Todd. Craig's over there too. Tony Hutchins, lots and lots of people there. Gary, Roger, Project Hobby, Tony. Yeah, so lots and lots of people there on the YouTube, and even more on the Facebook. Sam's in the house. We got some prizes tonight. Coiltech, I think there's a coil bag. We'll have a look at that in a minute, see what the hell that is. I've got some Gold Digger soap. There's another one of those scammers. I'm just going to go through and block them as I see them. Got some soap. I've got some gold pans to give away, although they're not that bigger gold pans. They're just those little keyring gold pans. They're pretty cool. So we'll got a couple of them to give away. We've got some more Gold Rat stubby coolers. We've got here Rallyware. See, there's another one of them. I might see if we can get Annette to block these guys. I think she's watching at home. This is some sort of Rallyware. I believe it's Monday Night Live. Yes, I believe this is a Minelab scarf thingy Rallyware that goes around your neck. They're actually pretty good this time of year. And if you wet them, right, they keep you a little bit cooler. So that's pretty cool. What else have we got here? I'm trying to empty this prize cupboard. We've got a big. We're going to give away a detector next week. So I've got to empty this prize bucket. Yes. What do we got here? Another stubby cooler from Gold Rat. A set of scales that I've never seen before. I don't know where they came from, but a set of scales. It'll be, if you win the scales, right, you'll have to, they may not work, those scales. I don't know where they came from. They're a sample, I would suspect, from someone. It's a 500 gram to 0.01 of a kilo. So, yeah, it's good. Yes, so actually they're a nice looking set of scales, these. Let's see if they work. I can't get into them. You know you're in trouble when you can't get into scales. Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, they seem to work. I don't know how it will tear it up. Yeah, they work. Beautiful. So a set of scales. Oh, this is a set of scales. What this set of scales does, it's actually a nice set of scales, is you can actually work out average pieces on it, what have you. I think I was going to use that for myself now. Now I'm thinking about it. So, but yeah, you can do all sorts of tricky stuff with that one. So, good set of scales there. I think that might have cost me a few bucks, that set of scales. Anyway, I'm they're going out tonight. There's a mug here. Who's this mug from? Oh, this is a Rock Wallaby. This is a Rock Wallaby mug. We'll get that out tonight. Good Facebook page. I don't know whether it's still up and running, but I think I've got one or two of them. So, yes, there's another spammer. We got the spammers tonight. They're everywhere. Block, 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 block. I don't know why these blokes do that, the scammers, but every page is copping it at the moment. This live stream thing is a new thing, yeah, this live stream thing's a new thing that they're trying. And they're what they're trying to do is they're trying to get your credit card details. So we'll never ask for your credit card details. Yeah, so they're doing it to everyone's competition, not just ours. So it's part of Facebook. Facebook won't control it. We've tried reporting it. Yeah. So So now we've got some tips for you. I've got some tips there, just some notes to remind me there. So we're really getting into this. Next week is going to be a massive, massive, massive week. Giving that detector away and some tips. So. Can of spam. Yeah, DP Motors. Good to see you here. See, what they do is they target the big pages, and because there's volume there, so in these little niches, and half the time I can only see. So what I can see is I can see their comments, but normally they block me, so I can't actually see them to report them to Facebook. See, there's another one there, MD. He's gone too. He's gone there too. I don't even know what these links are. We'll go and have a look at. I'll go and have a look. Don't anyone go and have a look at these links because yeah. Nikki Bailey's in the house. Brett. There's 3 Bretts in there. Lynn Dutch is here. Lisa, Jason, Whitney White. There's another one. I thought I'd blocked him already. Anyway, the problem, everyone says, you should block, you should report them. A lot of times, they actually, all of the moderators on the page, they actually block you first, so you can't actually do anything. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. The Spur page is getting smashed, is it? Oh, fantastic. So we'll have to go and have a look at that as well and what have you. So they got nothing better to do and they're trying to earn a living. So, right, guys, enough talking about these. Terry Curry's here from Nova Scotia. So, guys, enough talking about these pools. We'll talk about... we can talk about them all night, I suppose, but it's a pain in the ass, so I prefer not to talk about it. So, plans for the night. Yes, I've got some tips here. We want to talk about... I want to talk about a machine. So if anyone's got any real questions or really struggling with a particular machine, maybe I can help you out. We can talk gold. There's lots of gold. We'll do a gold tip now. Now this is a bit of a secret squirrel thing. Is that thanks Annette. Annette's blocking them as they pop up, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So, secret squirrel thing for a lot of the experienced guys out in the gold fields. So when we think about it, when you think about gold, okay, really what we're doing is we're really looking for shallow ground in the gold fields. Okay. Now the big problem at the moment across most of the country is because we've had some water around, the grass is getting pretty tall. Now, the big thing with the tall grass, it's a fantastic indicator. I like the tall grass because the tall grass only grows in deep ground. Okay, so when I'm running around, let's say you're running around with a gold monster, or you're running around with a VLF, that 24K Gold Master, ORXs, that sort of thing. You want the grass because anywhere where the grass isn't growing means that the rock isn't far from the surface. Okay, so you can go through the whole area, right, and pick out just areas where the grass is short because it's not deep ground, and you can go. That's a fantastic way to narrow down your search, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to narrow down our search area. So that's a good little tip for the gold. And I've got a relic tip as well. We might, yeah. Cameron, what? Where's Trevor's comment? There's a whole thread of comment here. I can't see Trevor from the dark side still in. CQ Detectress in the house. Welcome, guys. Jason Johnson. There's Nur Assam, another scammer. So, yeah. What's your opinion on reedy plants, Phil Griffin? Reedy plants will catch gold. So if you think about in a flood gold situation, reedy plants sticking up, they'll lay down and they will create a low pressure zone underneath where they laid down, right? So they will hold gold. Now, we're only talking about flood gold. Okay, now flood gold is takes a long time to accumulate in a prolific enough sense to make it worthwhile. So if you've got an area that you're looking at that wasn't touched in the 1870s, 1850s, 1890s, whenever, right? Well, that's worthwhile. That's worthwhile looking at. Okay, but a flood gold thing doesn't take very long. It takes a long time to rebuild up. 100 years probably isn't enough to actually make it a prolific. You'll get gold out of it. There's no doubt about that. Every time it rains at Warwick or at any of the gold fields, the gold it doesn't rejuvenate, but it moves it around and you can find it again. But for large quantities of gold, you have to look at those. You have to look at those areas that haven't been touched. Is there flood gold still at the Palmer? Yes, there is. Very, very. So there is flood gold at the Palmer. Okay, in the quantities that it was when the Palmer was first discovered. No. Okay. There is isolated pockets of that, absolutely, but a lot of those creeks are sort of had been worked and then they're being reworked for the 10th time. So yeah, it's yes. Neil, how did the dozer go at Palmerville? The dozer went well. The dozer went very well. For a 70-year-old machine, there's very little wrong with her actually. So there's a hydraulic issue in it, but I believe it's just one of the drives needs probably an O-ring kit through it. And I question whether the hydraulic pump might need a bit of a might need a bit of a birthday, but it worked really well. We walked it probably 30 or 40 kilometres, and it went it went well. Jason Johnson, find a good amount of gold that find trapped in clusters of grass clumps upper side of the down, up on the upper side of the downfall from the hills. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, grass, any obstruction will catch that grass. Grass is like a crevice. It's very, very good. So Jep, when we're talking about flood gold, it depends on how long that flood gold's been sitting there, right? Depending on how deep it is. So there could be a layer of flood gold here. I'll draw a picture. So if we're looking at the side of the bank, right? So this is the creek. There's a creek bank here. There could be a layer of flood gold here, and then there could be no very little gold through here, and then it could be another big layer of flood gold here, right? And then nothing underneath it, sort of thing. So it just depends on when it's been deposited, sort of thing. If you were to look at it inside bend, right, what you'll find, if we look at an inside bend, here's an inside bend, right? What you'll find is the gold won't be evenly distributed across the inside bend, right? What it will do is it will actually run so the river's going this way, right? And we're looking at inside bend. It may have come through here and run a level through there, right? Now, the only way to really do that is to actually put a trench across there and find out where that is. So that's the way to look for those runs. But they happen. They're normally a run. It's not an evenly dispersed, or it's a lot denser in one area, sort of thing. There's another one of those spammers there. So, Sam, what's your thoughts on running low threshold, high sensitivity on the 7000? How I run it, mate. I haven't got my settings here in front of them. I don't change my settings, so I leave it. But I know I virtually run no threshold, and I'm running my sensitivity at about 13, something like that, 12 or 13. So that's how I tend to do it. So the idea is I run the sensitivity up high. It's noisy as all hell, ratty, and you use the threshold to control the noise, right? To bring the noise down. So if you're almost running a negative threshold, if you like, it works really well on like AT Max's VLF machines. If you've got a separate threshold control, you can bring that threshold right down to control the noise, just to cap the noise. If you bring it down too far, you'll start missing targets, so it's a balancing act. So, black sands. Yeah, black sands are an indication of flood gold, but quite often in these gold creeks, there is a huge concentration of black sand. So black sands can be an indicator, but not necessarily. Trisha's been finding a fair amount of calcite with pyrite and Gimpy reason not digging far enough or pan. The only way really to test it, Trish, is to pan. The pan, ideally something bigger than these ones, right, is your best friend. I use a pan a lot when I'm exploring an area, right? I probably, for the first week I'm there, I probably use a pan more than I use a metal detector sort of thing if I'm going into a new area sort of thing. So just take samples, pan it off. Remember where you got the samples from, of course. So, yeah. So, let me just scroll through these thingos. We're getting the spam RSS. Annette's on it apparently. Nevin's looking to buy a 45 or a 5. Can't go too far along it. Yeah. So, yeah. Nikki's test panning every metre up and down and across the creek to find a pay streak. Yeah, you will. To get onto the pay streak, you will have to be a bit more. Once you're starting to see some colour and you've got an indication, you will have to pan. Because quite often these narrow things on the creeks, these edges, right, can be quite narrow. So if you're a metre apart, you're too far apart. So you'll have to narrow it down. Mate, got a 25 gram slug last week using low threshold, high sensitivity. The real reason, Sam, that I use that low threshold is because I'm doing it for hours and hours and hours. That threshold hum annoys the crap out of me. So, yeah, no. Yeah. So, yeah, Matty makes a good point there. Black sand and ironstone will give you an idea where the heavies are sitting. Dead right. So, Mitchell Patterson, if you need any Land Cruiser parts, your old girl, lots of genuine parts. I am after a bonnet for one of them. Ideally, I want a steel bonnet. So, yeah, steel bonnet would be wicked. Yeah. So, yeah. Robert's here. G'day, mate. Stuart. What volume and volume limit do you set on the 7000? I wish I had my 7 here, but I don't. Volume, I think. Volume limit's up high. I don't even bother turning that on. Basically, that's turned off, so running full noise. Volume, it depends on whether I'm running headphones or I'm running external speakers and boosters and all that sort of stuff. But normally I'm running headphones, so my volume I just adjust. Volume is just volume, so I just adjust that to suit. Well, to be fair, how many beers I had the night before is where the volume gets set. So that's really, that's one way of looking at it. So if I've had a big night, the volume's down low and I'm just listening, nice quiet day. So, yes. Will you have any pay dirt for the lease? Well, I haven't been back for a while, and I've only been back a little while, and it's been very wet. I haven't even been out to the lease yet. The boys are still going out there, keeping an eye on it. Mick and Jay and a few of the crew. So yeah. Yeah, so it's but anyway, I've got we've got that happening sort of thing. So we're going to try and get out this weekend, but I don't know yet. We'll see what happens, sort of thing. So so as soon as I get out there, we're gonna fix a toilet. That's why I'm a bit dubious about doing training, because the toilets with so much rain has had a bit of a cave in. So I've got to fix the toilet. I believe there's a new trench being dug, so I've just got to fix that up, and we'll So Annette's still banning and booting him. Good girl. Love your work. So Frank Peter recently made hydraulic riffles for my high banker. Works very well. Hydraulic riffles are very good. So pay dirt, it's still a little bit away. We won't have them for Christmas, I don't think. Training on the lease, we just have to fix this toilet, and then we'll be away. What's the plan for people who fly into Palma? How can they get around? Well, I don't know when this is going to happen, but hire vehicles. Pretty much we'll have hire vehicles. up there, so you'll be able to hire a vehicle. The other thing, we will be coordinating with the tour operators. Now, what we're doing up there with tour operators is we won't be running tours up there. I won't be running tours. I've got too much on. So tour operators will come in there. If you want to become a tour operator, whether it be a Gold, a push bike, a four-wheel drive, anything like that, you just sing out. We can get you set up. But there'll be tour operators. So what we can do is, if the tour operator has vehicles, we fly people in, organise that, camp at the place, way to go. So the other thing is too, I'm trying to find someone very, very good, right, who will, because I'm trying to get I'm getting a vehicle back from North Queensland at the moment. So I'm trying to find, like, if you like, not a preferred supplier, but someone that I know is good to do the transport between Brisbane and Cairns. And then if they're doing Brisbane and Cairns, they probably do Sydney, Melbourne, or they have people that can do that. So if you wanted to come up, obviously driving from Victoria to come to the Palmer, right, that would be about 47 or 48 hours. So obviously that's not realistically, but if you can put a vehicle on a truck, get it up there, fly into Cairns, then she's only 3 or 4 hours from Cairns. Yes, so detector hire too. The detector hire will happen. It will only happen on Palmer though. So you won't be able to take a detector, to go and try this spot up the road or anything like that. It'll only be in the Fossicking area, sort of thing. So, exactly right. So, any thoughts about Minelab improving the gold mines by making it waterproof and raising the frequency? I don't think it's, waterproof, yep, for sure. I don't think it's as simple as raising the frequency. When you start raising frequency, you start losing depth. So there's a balancing act there. So just go a bit easy with that. It's not that simple just to raise the frequency. Raising frequency will make you go smaller, right? But you start cutting your depth back, sort of thing. So you got to be careful there. So I actually think that if the Gold Monster, if you're not happy with the Gold Monster, I'm sure at some stage Minelab will redesign their VLF Gold machine, or there may be other solutions for you on a machine that you're happy with ORX. Deus 2's coming, which has got gold programs on it. Garrett Gold Master 24K. There's a lot of options there. AT Max is still a good machine. I want to get through that. So, that's annoying. How do you keep the same settings as someone been on the Z? I just do. I might knock the sensitivity down from like 13 to 11. That's the only change I really make on it. It seems to work all right. If you're desperate for pay dirt before Christmas, Smoky Prospecting does it. Go and see Joe and Scotty. They'll help you out there, sort of thing. So, right. So, let's have a look here. So, train's another option to get your vehicle up there. Yes, it is a long trip for the Victorians and Western Australians, but let me tell you, it is an experience. There's no doubt about that. So, Yeah, the gold monster's okay. It'll find you gold, right? But you know, if you're not happy with the gold monster, there's other options out there. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah. So the Nox 800's another one. Dylan just mentioned there. Now, Nox 800's a good one. So yeah. Right. It is a long trip. I've done it. I've driven it a dozen times. It sucks. So yeah. But yes. So yeah, it's a long trip. That coast road. I don't know whether I don't know whether I'm going to drive it again, or B, I don't know whether I'll take the coast road. I might go up the middle this time. So. Siri just started talking to me. Right, let's get rid of some of these prices. Oh, Sasquatch. I'm in the Sasquatch mug tonight, the red one. Another good Facebook page. Leave only footprints. I like that attitude. Yeah. So yeah. Righto, let's give away some stubby coolers. Okay, now you have to contact me with this number of prizes. I can't just I can't just keep a record of everyone and what have you, send everyone messages. So let us do the random scroll. Murray Lockman, congratulations, Murray. You got a stubby cooler. Well done, mate. Jason Craik, you got the other stubby cooler. Congratulations, Jason. You got the stubby cooler there. Let's give away. I don't even know what a major prize is tonight. So, the Coiltech. Let's give it. Actually, let's have a look at this. Let's identify this before we say what it is. Yes, it is a coil bag. Coiltech coil bag. I've had it here for ages and ages. They're just little vinyl coil bag. They're not padded or anything like that. But there's a coil bag there, and that's going out to. That's going out to Susan Lockman. Susan Lockman, congratulations. You've got the Coiltech bag. So, Grappy's Pay Dirt is another good one. In fact, although Scotty's Pay Dirt wasn't around when this got tested, but someone tested all of the pay dirts that were around like 12 months ago or 18 months ago, I forget what it is now, tested all the pay dirts in the country that were available. And there were two bags that stood out head and shoulders above the rest, and that was Gold Diggers bags and the Grappy's bags. So Grappy's, I don't know whether Grappy's got any, but yeah. So obviously ours are a better bag than Grappy's and Scotty's, but you know, I'm biased, okay? So I think they're equally good bags, but yeah, that's what I would be doing. So yeah. Soap on a rope. There's no soap on a rope. We've the soap, and we're not giving it away right now, but we've got Gold Digger soap, right? And they are 4X flavoured. 4X Gold beer flavoured. So, got a couple of them there to give away. So, Les got a diamond in a Grappy's bag. Well done. That can happen sometimes. So, particularly with the gold buyers, they might buy a ring or something or other and smash it around and what have you. So, yes. So, who's that? Caleb. Yeah, we do the randomizer for the big prizes, like next week's prize. We'll put that through the randomizer. But when I'm giving away like 20 at a time, it takes so long to set up. We just doesn't work like that. So, yeah. Yes, so, yeah. That's how we work it. So, yeah. Right, so let me just, have I found any relics out in the Palmer? Well, let's talk about relics. Okay, there's a number of things I want to talk about relics. There is some wicked relics in the Palmer. There's no doubt about that. There is wicked relics in a lot of places. Now, there's a thing about the camps, right? The old timers camps that a lot of the tips I give are pretty logical. Like, and for a lot of the old timers, I'm probably telling you to suck eggs. But when you go camping, right? Would you camp on a hill or would you camp on a flat spot? Right? That is probably one of the, if you're looking for a camp, it will normally be on flat ground. So what you'll find in a lot of areas, I need a bigger piece of paper or something to draw with. What you'll find is that here we go. What you'll find, if you look at the side of the hill, there's a bit of scrap paper, it's got stuff written here. Here's up the top of the hill, comes down, bit of a flat area, and it comes down into the creek down in here. Okay? I know this is hard to see. Let's get a bit closer. Right, so the hill's up here. You'll find the camps in here, right? The camps on that flat area, okay? Now, sometimes they will camp on the gold, right? Or what have you, but that's a good relic spot, okay? There's been some cool relics found on these flat areas. Then down the creek, maybe there's a bit of gold, what have you. They'll always be flat areas near water, okay? So permanent water is a very, very good idea, right? But they won't camp on the edges and the slopes, but they need water and they need a flat area. So that's a really good, when you're starting to look for these old town shops and hammer, flat areas are your key. So yeah. Jason Johnson, amazing when you find relics out in the middle of nowhere. Very strange. Well, there's not an inch of this country that someone hasn't walked over and dropped their rubbish behind. So yeah, it's cool to find. It's cool to find stuff. So yeah, it's cool to find that sort of stuff. So I'll be camping next door to a water race not far from the pub. Well, that sounds like a good spot. So yeah. Yes. So now Wedderburn's on. I will get into that in the new year. We'll talk about Wedderburn, which is fantastic. So there's only so Wedderburn's a pretty cool spot, sort of thing. So pretty cool event. I think it's the start of March. Trev or one of the guys will be able to tell me exactly dates. So yeah. Damien, there is a treasure story that apparently is still missing. That's still missing up there. There was a person. I have to look into this in further detail, but there is a person on the Palmer during the Palmer rush that found that much gold. They had horseshoes made out of gold. Okay? So, she had her horse, I think it was a she, had her horse shoed in gold. Right? So, now, legend or not, that's the story. And apparently a couple of those horseshoes are still up there somewhere. So, yeah. But, yes. Yeah, it'd be good to see Warren from NQ Explorers do something up at the Palmer. Yes, we will be. I'll be trying to encourage Warren to get up there next year. And we'll do a giant relic hunt or something or other. So, there we go. 12th and 13th of March. Wedderburn. Get your, put that in your diary. Particularly in Victoria. But yeah, get in there, sort of thing. So, yes. Wouldn't gold horseshoes be too soft to be useful? I don't know. You like a comfortable pair of shoes? I don't know, Lynn. That's the story. So, yeah. So, be a cool horseshoe. So to find, imagine coming across that. Oh, another bloody horseshoe. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So yes, Aussie Alchemist went down the Gold Coast after last week's live stream, and yeah, Trevor sent me the Wedderburn thing. I think here, or Guy has. Let me pull the. This is the itinerary. Here we go. You can't see it, but I'll put it up on the Facebook page. Wedderburn from 13th of March. Okay. But I'll put it up on the Facebook page. And it's great to see an event going around. So, yes. So Derek asked if you have to have your side-by-side registered on the Palmer. We much prefer having you having your side-by-side registered, but absolutely you cannot go on the actual gazetted roads without it being registered. So if you have to cross a road, that's a no-no without it registered sort of thing. We won't allow that sort of thing. So yes. Right, boot heels up in the Palmer. Yeah, Gav, yeah, about 15 of them. Yeah, there's a lot of that relic stuff around. So, Richard's here from Glendon's. $100 gift voucher for Glendon's camping. So Todd Commons is here. So let's just draw that $100 gift voucher now. We're going to randomise this a little bit here. Obviously, we need a someone close, which makes it pretty hard. We'll just scroll through here and randomly pick someone. Kylie Hill, if you can use that $100 gift voucher, please let us know if you cannot, and we'll redraw it. So, and we'll give you a Kylie will give you a little gold pen. So we do not play the numbers game. We will not play the numbers game. So good on you, Glendon's. Top job. We love Glendon's here. And he's getting some gold too. He sent a picture of a box full of bloody nuggets there the other day. I saw her up there. So good gold. So yes. What's the numbers game? I'm not even going to describe it, Caleb, but it's closest number, and it's a disaster. Every single time I play it, right, someone is upset with me. So, no, not doing that. So, yep. So, good, no numbers. It drives me insane, that numbers game. So, yeah, Robert, no. Sam, no, not doing it. So, it sucks. Exactly right. Righto, so let's give away this Rock Wallaby mug. We've got to keep giving these things away. Rock Wallaby mug. Good Eureka flag on the side of it. Good page. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah. So, yes, the Rock Wallaby one. Philip Spicer, congratulations. You got the mug, mate. I won't throw that over there because it will break. Yes. So we're getting through these prizes. We got scales. I think they actually might be a $50 or $60 set of scales, $70 set of scales. Though. Just thinking about that. What about the duck? We could do the duck. The duck's a bit better organised way to work this, but yes. So CPFF Group Championship is going back to Nundle. When's that happening, Nikki? We got a date on that yet? So be good to have a date, Nikki. So yeah. Where is Swanson? Swanson's still at the lease. He's still manning the lease. We like Swanson. Swanson's a bit useless. So yeah. We'll get the quacker on for next couple here, eh? Let me set it up here. Get the quacker going. When timer ends, so this is what we're listing for. This is what we're listing for. Oh no, what is that? Classic. I've got to go. This is what we're listing for. Right. So when that happens, we're done. We'll set that up. We'll set the timer. We're going to go 5 minutes here. Find something to talk about for 5 minutes. Right, 5 minutes. We'll hear the quacking. So Vernon's in the house. G'day Vernon. How you going? So how does it work? Well, when the duck goes off, right, I've got to pick a prize. So that's how it works. So yes. 29th of January, 29th of January, I've lost it. 29th of December, I think, to the 15th. Where'd that go? I've lost it, Nikki. There it is. 29th of December, 15th of January. If you're in near Nundle, get down and see Nikki and the crew down there. It's normally a good trip. Everyone sort of raves about it. So it's good. So, will there be a show next week? Yes, there will be. 7 days' time, 20th. I will put another... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another... I'm going to put another one of those reminder things up. While we've attracted so much attention with these spammers, simply because I've given everyone a week's notice. Okay? And that's why the spammers have got there, sort of thing. So, yeah, so that's the big problem. Yeah, so big show on the 20th. That'll be great. Don't forget our orders will shortly close if you want to get something done pre-Christmas. I've got SDCs everywhere. I've got SDCs everywhere. So if you're looking for a deal on SDC, you ring my lovely wife tomorrow at the shop here. She'll happily do your deal on SDC. I've got 6s and 7s, and I haven't got any 5s, but I've got no 800s. But I got everything else. So cupboard full of gear, sort of thing. So yeah, if you're looking for gear, we can get it out before Christmas. Real good Christmas present. Don't forget the Palmerville Gold season pass goes up at the end of this year. Right, it goes up $500. So if you definitely want one, get onto the Palmerville Gold and yeah, what have you, sort of thing. So got a good furnace, Sam. Sam, yes, I've got the Hobo Gold furnace. It's the Hobo Gold furnace is, I think, the best value for money furnace kicking around if you're doing small quantities. If you're doing large quantities, you know, you're probably not watching this show, to be honest with you. If you're putting in large quantities of gold, but yes. Todd, I'm not even answering you, Todd. I'm not starting any rumours about 8,000s or any of that business. Nothing happening there, sort of thing. So, yes, it's far too early to be talking about another machine. So, yeah. How long's the season pass for? Season pass starts 1st of April after the wet, goes through to sort of end of November. So, yes, so that's what's happening. Yeah, we are doing deals on machines. So if you're looking for a metal detector, right, we're doing deals. Get on the phone, ring us, say, what can you do? Because we are doing deals. I have heard, okay. Now, Todd Commons, I'm holding you responsible for this, for just putting any news on the 8,000 down, right? Not happy, right? No, there is no news from Minelab on a new machine, right? The only new machine that I'm aware of is the Deus 2, and the Deus 2 looks like delayed until after Christmas, right? And I'm very, very excited to that. I wanted it in my hand yesterday, but yes. So yeah. So, and I can't see a gold machine coming out. So Todd is banned. Yes, Todd's always banned. So with comments like that. SDC 6500. Les, you're getting involved in the whole thing as well. Crazy. I think that's probably Aussie Alchemist. I actually think that's probably the next machine. There's the duck. There's the duck. We'll restart him. I've got to give them away. I'm giving this soap away this time. I actually think the next machine to get an upgrade is the PI machine from, well, the PI machine from Garrett. And it's, and probably, I think the Garrett ATs in multi-frequency. I think that's probably coming at some stage. I haven't been told any of this stuff. I'm guessing. Really, really heavily guessing. But when I look at that range of all the detectors, Garrett AT range in multi-frequency would be a gap. Then there's the ATX is sort of not doing a lot. You know, there's a hole there of Minelab, a CTX 3030 that I think is probably due for a birthday. But apart from that, there's not much out there. So, yeah. So, let me just scroll up here. Roger James. Congratulations, Roger. You got a cake of soap, Gold Digger soap. And also Craig Jenkins. Yes, so Craig Jenkins. Now, Craig, I'm glad we scrolled up and I saw that post. Mount Morgan opened on Saturday. So Mount Morgan, let me just see if I can get this up here. Mount Morgan, there's a pay to prospect area on at Mount Morgan. So it is the Silver Wattle Caravan Park. Okay, so let's just, I'll get you over here. So Mount Morgan's open, right? So here you go. Let me get their Facebook page over. Let me share you across here. That's what we're looking for here. Let me just scroll this picture down here. Right, we'll transition that across. Right, Mount Morgan. Silver Wattle Caravan Park is the place to go to contact, right? If you want to go fossicking at Mount Morgan. It's open now. 10,000 odd acres. They've got some cool stuff up there. This looks, this all looks pretty good. It looks like a good fun campsite. There's bikes, there's all sorts of stuff. There's a bloke playing a guitar. Looks like a really cool place to go. Look at that. That there looks pretty good. Clean, cosy and welcoming. There you go. TripAdvisor. So that looks like a pretty cool place to go. So they're the guys that are organised, and hats off to them. They've organised the private property, right, that you can go and have a go on. So it's a fantastic thing, the Silver Wattle Caravan Park. I'm surprised I haven't spoken about it before. It's not like me at all. But Silver Wattle Caravan Park, Mount Morgan, right, get up there. It's open last Saturday. It opened last Saturday, and yes. So yes. Josh, you have to talk to Silver Wattle. I'm not 100% sure of price yet. So yeah. So yeah. But yes. So $25 per person per day. It is. There you go. So it looks like it's the same as Palmer. So yeah, most of the places are between like $15 and $30 per person per day. Most of these. That's in Queensland. Mount Morgan is in Queensland. There you go. So Bob Fix is in the house. Good to see you, Bobby. So but yeah. So yeah. Oh, did I draw the soaps? Yeah, I did draw the soaps. Yep, good. Yeah. So what they did is they don't allow camping on the 10,000 acres because what they're trying to do is because the caravan park organised it, right? So they're trying to get they're trying to get more business into the town. Come and stay at the caravan park. Looks like a cracking caravan park. But yes, there's the thing again. Righto, so this is a big prize, so I'm going to close my eyes and just scroll and put the mouse there. Brett Whitehead. Brett Whitehead, congratulations, mate. Set of scales. Make sure you got to contact me. What else have we got? Oh, we've got the buff, so we'll repeat it. I'll carry on for another 5 minutes. Air detector. Dylan, air detector. Who knows? I'm going to ring them tomorrow, and I'm going to, well, not ring them. I'll have to send them a message. Air detectors. And I'm going to find out what's going on with air detectors because I got one. I paid for one. I actually might have paid for 3. I don't even remember. So, Tony, no. Equinox 2, no. Haven't heard of it. Wouldn't think they'd call it, have an Equinox 2. They won't have an Equinox 2. So, might be an Equinox 1000, but it's not happening that I know of. No, air detector. So an air detector, for people that don't know, I don't even know whether they've got anything up on the web anymore. Air. Oh, I'm not holding my breath. Air detector. Air. No, air. I might not even be able to find it. Air metal detector. Air detectors. Is this them? Hang on, I'll bring you across. Hang on. Yeah, this is them. This is these bloody things. God, I'm sorry I even mentioned them. So air detectors, right? This is them, right? And what it is, it's basically a coil and your phone, right? So see how over here, that's just a phone holder, right? And a coil, right? And I kickstarted this program and that's what it is, sort of thing. So air detectors, they've been talking about this, I don't know, that might have been two years ago. Let's just go over to Kickstarter here and have a look what the pre-order now. Yeah, I don't know when this estimated delivery, here we go. Estimated delivery, November 2019. 2019. It's now December 2021. That's 2 years late. Ridiculous. So, yeah. But anyway, that's how it is. I think I might have bought... I thought there was a pack there with 3. Maybe I just got 1. Anyway, I don't know whether they're ever going to arrive. But it's a pretty cool concept. So, but I got no idea, to be honest with you. I'm very disappointed in those guys. Yeah. So, yeah. So, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. I've got it here. I'm behind. Need scales that weigh goldens per paper accurately by the kilo. Yes. Find out what's going on with Deus 2. Well, I believe there's a small shipment. This is the rumour. And again, Cleggy hasn't told me this. No one's told me this. The rumour is there's a small shipment coming before Christmas. Like 10 machines or 5 machines, something like that. Then stock arrives afterwards. So that's what I've heard. But I don't know. So, yeah, I will let people know about those air detectors. I want to know what's going on with them too. And really, that website's not updated by the look of it. Yeah, it's See you, Tony. Deus 2. I think the Deus 2 is going to be killer. So, yeah, I think the Deus 2 is, a killer. So, some people in Canada got theirs this week. Well, that's sensational. So, did I reset the duck? I did reset the duck. So, yeah. So, yeah, I don't think so. I've talked to them a dozen times about the money from Air Detector, and they're still talking about sending it, sort of thing. But yeah. So biggest STC fine at the Palmer? No idea, mate. No idea. I don't classify and buy machines. I think the biggest piece from the Palmer was 170 odd grams. Righto. Ray White, congratulations. You got the Rallyware. We're going to stop that. Cancel. How do I stop it now? There we go. So, Ray White, you got that. Contact me after the show. So, yeah. Well, Tom says sounds like a pretty average detector using a phone. Well, maybe. Have you seen what's in them in a detector? There's a circuit board, mate. Circuit board. That's circuit board and batteries. That's got more power in it than what most detectors have got in it, sort of thing. So, I don't know. So, yeah. So, Cameron, different phones, you get different results. No, I think that what it does is you download an app. I think I had it at one stage, the app on your phone, and that runs the coil. So, yeah. Now, they talk about it being like a not a waterproof Equinox 600, but it's cheaper because all the computer stuff's in here. So they don't have to do all the computer stuff. So, but yeah, I bought it because it was new and interesting, and I figured that's the way it's going to be. So, yeah. So, James bought a 6-inch high banker. Was missing 2 nuts for the bracket to hold the hopper, mate. I've got them here. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I'm sorry about that. Contact us, mate. We'll get them out to you. Yeah. Probably a scam app on your phone, so it works if you have reception. Who knows? I don't know much about it, so yes. Cat, I'm with Cat. VR goggles for the so we can see what's underground. Righto, guys. That's it for tonight. Okay. Thank you for my wife for sitting up and deleting all those spammers. I think the second half was better than the first half. So we might have beaten them back. So next week, giant show, right? I'm going to put a small prize up to share the post around, okay? Because we've got a big giant show next week for the detector giveaway. And yes, so that's what we're going to do. No major prizes tonight, just a big stack of little ones. Although that scales, I think they were $60 or $70 those scales, so that's a fairly decent prize. So yeah, so catch us next week. Stay safe. If you got questions, we're doing deals all the way through to Christmas on metal detectors. You won't buy better and you won't get better service than from my beautiful wife. And if you're unlucky, you'll get stuck with me if you come into the shop. But you know, I hope your luck holds out and you come across a net. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next week. Call in, give us a ring. We're doing mega deals in the shop and giving that detector away next week. And that's it. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. Stay safe.
guys for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe and call us on the Daylight Helpline. See you next time.